This is a reduction of a transcription of an arrangement of a Fantasia for organ by Bach. And the original transcription from organ to band was done by the legendary Edwin Goldman for the Goldman Band. Legendary band on the East Coast. A lot of very famous players from New York City played in that band. They did a lot of orchestral transcriptions. And in the style of writing for band at that time, they also did a lot of music by Bach, a lot of Bach transcriptions, and found that it worked really well, the translation to band. I first performed that piece in college, University of Michigan. We played it in the symphony band there under Bob Reynolds, and wondered if a reduction of that transcription would work for Quintet, and was delighted that Valor Brass was willing to work with me to help me figure out things like voicing and register and things like that. It's really my first outing trying to figure something out for just Quintet that had already been conceived of for a larger ensemble. But I think it works well because, especially for brass quintet, because of the dynamic contrast available to the brass instruments is striking. And there are multiple color opportunities involved, the use of the flugelhorns, and it leads to a really dramatic ending, I think, especially at the upper range of the volume, for sure. Very dramatic, very impactful, I think, is another good way to put it. And I think one of the things that makes this particular Fantasia interesting, as opposed to doing just a Bach chorale or something like that, this particular Fantasia has, it's built on the idea of a lot of suspensions. It has a tremendous amount of motion to it, I think. And it feels like the piece continues to move forward, and it doesn't really achieve resolution, I think, until the very end. And the way it does is such a glorious arrival. I mean, it must have just sounded magnificent in a church, in an organ, for some kind of religious setting. But I think that's why we enjoy playing it so much too, because there is such tremendous interplay, there is such tremendous motion involved, and there is such a glorious sense of arrival, a real sense of finality at the end.